I think we're ready to start. George is going to join us any minute, but we can start because we've got quite a lot of questions. We've got quite a few people actually have joined in again to watch and listen what we've got to all the questions that we need to address to. So I would like to start on with a question, an introduction to Mrs. Marjo Jaske. Mrs. Marjo Jaske, you're the category manager for dry and canned foods of the Finnish retail chain K Group, which controls more than 1/3 of the sales in the Finnish retail. Thank you very much again for joining us today. Can I please ask you first, how many Greek products have you got in your stores and what are the best-selling ones? I'm just going straight into the million-dollar question.
Okay, hello everybody. Like I told that I'm category manager and taking care of the canned food. And now I'm speaking only the canned food category, not the whole portfolio what we have. So like Greek products in our stores, I think that we can split the category like two. I don't know, my voice is...
We can hear you.
Okay.
Hello? Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Strange. Okay, good. Okay, so we can split our Greek products like two categories. And like I told you that this is only canned food category, not the whole portfolio. So we have brand products, and then we have own brand products like private labels.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you ask how much we have. So
yes,
it was kind of difficult to ask, to find information how much we have, but I can say that we have these private labels, about 20 products at the moment in our canned food assortment, like olives, peaches. And then we have this brand products. It's something like 80 or 100. It depends on how you are calculating the items. We have these brand products like Philos. Is it like a marmalade or something like that? Okay. So this is our Greek products in canned food category. I need to say it again that.
Okay, that's
it is our but canned food category, we have something like 50% private label share, so it's very huge. So that's why we are kind of concentrated these private labels products mostly in this canned food category. So.
Okay. Brilliant. Would you say that consumers in Finland have particular attraction on specific Greek products? Are they interested of quality, taste? What are the threats? What are the characteristics? And so two questions again to clarify. Do you say Finnish people have an attraction towards Greek products? And what do they look for? If you have any information you can share with us at all, in a sense, from your data.
Okay. I think that because in Finland we have kind of 5.5 million citizens here, and we are traveling a lot. Of course, not now, but last year we travel a lot, and one favorite tourist country is Greek, of course. And when we are having holidays and everything in abroad, so of course we learn much about the Greek culture and food and dishes and products there. So that is the reason why I think that Greek products are or the Finnish consumer, know much about the Greek products, olives, feta cheese, tzatziki, and everything else. So this is growing, and we noticed that we need to have these kind of items also here in our assortment. So that is what we are focused as well. And now when we are not able to travel anywhere, so I think this is just going to grow, that people are missing these kind of holidays, and they would like to have these products and buy here in Finland as well, because now we are living in a different kind of world. But yeah. And was there something else?
Of course, yes. Can you see me now? Can you see me now at all? You can see me, yeah? I've lost the, oh, there we are. I can't see my camera, but you can see me, yeah? You can see me and you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, Marjo. I would like a question, please, for an introduction to Michael Robertson. Mr. Michael Robertson, you've got a really solid background in the Swedish retail industry. And actually, you've started your career as a store manager at Coop. You then worked your way up to the central management in Stockholm, and you took charge of developing the organic private label Angelmark, if I pronounce it well. But has Mikael disappeared? From there, we've got some issues, I think, with some IT issues. But I'm gonna change the question. I'm going to introduce Mr. Jan Knutter, who just turned up as well. He had possibly some issues. Mr. Jan Knutter, you're the product manager of one of the leading fresh fruit and vegetable importers in the Nordics, the Total Produce Nordic. And the Total Produce Group is a well-known group, one of the largest, I think, in the category worldwide. Thank you very much for joining us here today. I understand you've been in the fruit and veg business trading industry for quite some time now. So could you please briefly explain Total Produce business, and then tell us how would the fruit and veg Nordic market differs from other markets? I would really appreciate that. And we've got Mr. Frangistas as well here, who is the president of Inca Fruit and also owner of the of a company, of a well-established company in the packaging. So we've got loads of people registered in the fruit and veg business. So I will pass on to you, and thank you very much for joining us. Looking forward to your answers. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Good. Yes, first I want to correct you. We are the biggest ones in the world now, since we bought 50% of Dole. And in 5 years, it will be 100% of Dole also.
Okay.
For the Nordic markets, we have been very successful with the organics. So my company in Sweden has 20% of organic in our turnover. Yeah, I don't think if it's so much difference in the Nordic countries for the rest of the European countries in the buying and selling. What we are trying to do, though, is that we don't buy by spot. We try to do contract for long terms. So we can have our products in the store 365 days per year. Many of the other are buying from the spot market.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a short presentation.
Of course. Now, what are the most important products and what are the trends and developments that you see, please, Jan?
It's bananas is the outmost biggest product in our company. And as I told you, the organic has grown a lot the 5 of last year, but now this year it's decreasing. So we don't know why, if it's the corona or if it's people are fed up with environmental stuffs or what. We can't explain it. My thoughts about this, it's been a lack of the organic products, so the prices has gone too high. When it's past the levels, the consumers stop buying the organic.
Right. Okay. Do you see any trends and developments? What do you see in the immediate short-term future, products-wise? Any trends that might be arising?
Yeah, we are looking in ready to eat in many products, so it should be easy to just buy them and eat them directly without preparing them. It's pre-cooked, it's peeled, and products like that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mikael Robertson, which was, thank you for coming back again. Now you've got a solid background in the Swedish retail industry, and you've been a store manager. You started as a store manager in Coop, and you worked your way up to central management in Stockholm, and you took charge of the organic private label Engelmark, if I pronounce it well.
Okay.
Which was a phenomenal success. Now you've set up your own business and you trade with dry goods and particularly sugars and honeys.
Yeah.
And honey is an important production in Greece. As we understand, this is one of the products groups you specialize. So I would like to ask you if you could give us just a brief picture of the Nordic market for honey. Is it in balance? And what are the common uses of honey at home and business to business? Please.
Yeah, I can tell you a little about the honey, and but first I import products for food service industries and retail in Sweden, and of course there are a lot of companies try to produce products with honey. And if they should do organic honey, it's it's lack of it in Sweden. So we import just now from other countries, not much, but a little. And so I think for the industries there are lack, but for the retailings they have the connections already. So if you should go into the retailer, you must have some agents or something in Sweden who is used to visit the retailers to knock on the door, because there are of course organic honey in the shelves. Yeah.
Okay. And do you see, in terms of the honey, would you say there's a particular aspect of Greek production that is important to use and consider when marketing a Greek honey product in the Nordics? What's your opinion about that, please?
Yeah, it's like if you look at honey, it's like potatoes, you can say. Every country have their own honey, every have their own potatoes. But the Greeks, you have influenced by the Greeks coming to work in the 50s and in the 60s. So we're well known. We were like Finland. We know Greek products well. And we also have a big companies are doing some recipes with Greek products. So it's not a new thing. So we are very well known by Greek products.
Okay. So there is There is a market on the shelf for more Greek honey, specialized Greek honey and different types. So would you say that is a market mature where actually people will drive to the shelf and will be interested in experiencing in different types of honey?
Yeah, it's always interesting in honey, because if you look at Sweden, you only produce about 25% of all the honey that we are selling in Sweden. So 75% of all honey is imported.
Wow.
So of course we are interested in honey from other countries, and of course if it comes from Greece, we know more about the product or things, because we are well known by Greek products. Yeah.
Yes. Brilliant. 75% inputs. So
Yeah.
that shows a great potential for new innovation, new innovative products, and fresher ideas than the traditional jar in the honey or the tin. Yeah.
You can say, because when I start at the supermarket, we only have white honey in the shelves. It was only white honey, and today we have every color that you can find. So development of honey is very big, of course. So we are interested in every type of honey.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to introduce now from the Greek panelist, Mrs. Betty Alexandropoulou. Ms. Betty Alexandropoulou, you've been in both the private and public sector for over 30 years now, and you're also the executive director of Enterprise Greece, which is the official agency of Greece, of the Greek state, which is responsible for all the support and the boost of experts and international business. From your experience, is Nordic a strategic market? The Nordics is a strategic market for the Greek food and drink experts? And how are the Greek experts looking the last decade in these specific countries? We'd like to thank you very much for joining us today.
Antonis, thank you very much for the invitation, for having us here, for hosting me. It's a real pleasure, and to meet all of the rest of the panelists. Well, let me start by the latter part of what you just asked, which is the Greek exports. Until the coronavirus pandemic, Greek exports were growing very quickly. They reached an all-time record of 33.3 billion euros in 2019. So over the last 10 years, you can say that Greek exports have increased by almost 90%, which, given the situation, let's say with the economic situation that we were in, etc., that's an enormous achievement and reflects Greece's ongoing economic transformation. In addition, we're very optimistic that as soon as the global health crisis is over, that the Greek exports will further improve, and we're working very hard as Enterprise Greece to help that. Now, going back to the Nordic market, in a nutshell, yeah, the Nordic market is a strategic one for Greek products, and we've been working very hard to grow our exports to the region for the last 3 years. Scandinavian consumers are sophisticated consumers. They demand premium, quality, and wholesome products. Also, I think, as was mentioned previously by Mario Jaske, I'd like to reflect upon the fact that, everybody's familiar with the world-famous Mediterranean diet, especially the Nordic countries, and with the Greek food. Many Scandinavians have visited Greece and are drawn by and appreciate the country's natural beauty, but also bounty. So Greek products are well known in the Nordic countries. I think it was also mentioned by Michael Robertson that, we don't have to talk about the honey. It's known. So the demand we see is growing and increasing year by year, and we plan on capitalizing on that. One example since the start of the year on the growing demand for Greek food products is the fact that we're setting new records is that there's a shift to healthier diets because of coronavirus pandemic. And increasingly, consumers and the Nordic consumers are seeking out quality food products from trusted consumers and producers, not consumers, producers. So overall, Greek fruit exports are up by more than 15% in volume so far this year, and more than 25% in value terms. And some of the products that we've seen are included in that are lemons, oranges, kiwi, watermelons, etc. So this is what we've been seeing so far, and how we're seeing this develop.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for positioning like that. And the Nordic market is an important market for Greece, and there's certainly much room for improvement there because of the affiliation and the well-known products that we've got in the Mediterranean diet. Yes, so it's certainly one of the strategic markets to look for and target. I would like to introduce Mr. Fragistas, George Fragistas. You are the CEO of Fragistas SA, which is the largest Greek citrus operator with 100% export orientation, I believe, if I'm right. And
Correct.
You're also the president of Inca Fruit, which is the Greek Association of the Fresh Fruit and Veg Exporters. Now,
Correct.
with your wearing your Inca Fruit hat, shall we speak, I would like to ask you, how important is the Nordic market for the Greek and fruit veg sector? And could you please tell us what and how much do we currently export, if you've got that information? Thank you very much. I would like to welcome you again for joining us.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Thank you. I will agree with Mrs. Alexandropoulou. Her data is absolutely correct. Greek vegetable and fruit fresh exports have gone from record to record. Last year was a record year for us, an all-time record, and this year we have already surpassed that. So I will totally agree with her that the numbers are encouraging and things look positive, even well before the corona gave this boost to fresh consumption. Unfortunately, I will say that the Nordic countries are not as important as they should be for us. Why? Probably several reasons, probably primarily due to the distance. Geographically, we are not the closest supplier. And that is something that can be overcome. There is one main reason for this disappointment in figures. Still, I would say Denmark, for example, buys 7,000 tons of citrus, which is a nice number, but it's still a small percentage of the Danish market that goes to the Greek citrus. I have to admit that as Greeks, we do not have the best reputation. That is a sad fact to have to admit, but it is a fact. I will agree with Mr. Knutar that it is the Nordic markets are sophisticated, mature markets. They need quality, they need reliability. That's where your average Greek supplier probably failed in the past when we come to reliability. And the Scandinavian markets buy on long-term basis, based on relationships, based on trust. This is where the challenge comes for the Greeks. The Greeks have to gain this trust. Like in any other market or any other sector, you have serious players, less serious players. It is possible for you to build long-term, good and stable relationships with Greek suppliers. It may prove a little more tricky than in Spain or Italy. However, my argument would be that any market needs, besides its primary source, and Greece cannot be the primary source simply because of scale, but you always need a secondary source. And besides, let's say, Spain, Italy, you could very easily develop good relationships with a few selected Greek suppliers. I'm not talking about organic. Organic is organic, of course, products exist in Greece, but they're on a very small scale, and it is difficult to supply retailers. So my company specializes in retailers, and I can imagine it being difficult to do it with organic. Speaking of traditional products, it is very, very critical for us to develop the Scandinavian market. These are serious markets. These are reliable markets. We have to accept the level of difficulty involved. You cannot play games with retailers anywhere, especially in Scandinavia. We are used to, for geographical reasons, to supply the Balkans. It's a totally different game. You cannot send products with the same quality or the same methodology as you would in the Balkans. So Scandinavia is not as important as it should be for us, but it is, from our side, a matter of making the effort to supply the products needed on time and as needed. I would be more than happy to provide and suggest a number of serious players who can meet your expectations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much for that. So, again, for the people, I'm going to make a little sum up for the people also that are watching us and registered. We're over 80 people now watching us live. You're saying that Greece has to build on reliability. It needs to build on various characteristics in order to become a player and tick the boxes for the Nordic market. That's the first one. And currently, because of geographical constraints and because of the with a lower specs markets where we've got the Balkan and a different characteristics, for us it's a more sort of, it's easier to be able and supply.
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
I don't know if it's only on my end and not the comments.
I think it must be on your end from judging. It must be, yeah,
just me.
It's playing up. Yes. It's playing up. If it was, it must be playing up a little bit. Can you hear me now?
Now you're back.
It's
yes.
froze. He's gonna. Yes. So I was saying that the Nordic market at the moment is not on the top of the list and the priorities for the fruit and veg industry from your Inco fruit hat, but it could be an important player if we manage to tick the boxes of reliability and we sort out the distance, the geographical distance. And currently is something that it can be a very lucrative market if we look at it in a different angle and we become a reliable partner that we build on the branding and we build on that sort of flow. Yes?
Correct. And coming back to this concept of secondary supply source, which every market needs, the alternative for the Scandinavian retailers would be Turkey, North Africa. Well, we have some advantages compared to those countries in the sense that we are part of the European Union. We are, which is always of customs and imports, and we're also we're also within shooting much closer than these are. We're further apart than Spain. So it's to plan your second supply sources from Turkey to do it with Greece. The other important point to make is that historically, or I should say from recent records, it is a fact that Greek produce is proven safe in terms of residues, as opposed to the other sources that I've mentioned that frequently show excesses in residues. So Greece is a safe source. It is a European source. It is a little bit further away than Spain or Italy, but it is still closer than other secondary options. And the product is good. Yes, we need to build on the reliability, but yes, it is possible to find reliable partners in Greece.
Thank you. Thank you very much for elaborating that. Now, Mr. Michalis Tautos, I would like to introduce you, please. You are the general manager of EPSA, which is, I think, an almost 100-year-old company, Greek company, yes, with an array of awards and distinctions that you've accumulated, which is something quite phenomenal, I would like to say, for all these years and what you've done. You pursue the award, the distinction, and you innovate. And I think you're one of the strongest soft drink players in Greece, and really good brand name. And as I said, really innovative ideas, very fresh ideas, and which is well due to that. You know, you trying, and we've seen different things, and the packages is really very contemporary, and it flows with our times. What I would like to say is, first of all, say thank you for coming along, and I would like to ask you, how important is the Nordic market for you, for your sector, for EPSA as a company, and for your sector, and why, please? Thank you for joining us, Michalis.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the introduction and all the praise. We are indeed a very old company. The company started in 1924, so almost 100 years old. The last 10 years, we tried to widen our portfolio. So although we're a small company, we have a very wide portfolio. We have organic products, we have iced teas, almost 15 different flavors based on fruit. And we have since 2012 stevia sweetened products, and our latest product is called UCAN, or we'll talk about it later. It's a cannabis infused stevia sweetened product. So we try to compete with the much larger companies, the multinationals, by bringing to the consumer different tastes, better tastes, more varieties, and especially for the Nordic market, the difference we have to offer is that Greek soft drinks have much more fruit juice in them. An orange juice you can buy in the Nordic market is usually between 3, 4, 5% of orange juice. A Greek orangeade is 20%, has 20% of juice. So we have to offer a so-called better product. So the Nordic market is a very important market for EPSA, but I have to agree with what Mr. Frangistas said before. It's a difficult market. So it is an important market for us because it's a big market. There are some issues. The distance is a problem. It's obviously a difficult market to enter, but from other companies that are already selling in the Nordic market, what we have heard is that agreements last for many years, and it's a difficult barrier to entry. But once you're in, it goes, and it can really help the sales of the company.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Interesting what he said is it is. I feel as well from our expert background and wearing my expert hat. We do private label for a long time in the UK for big retailers, and it is reliability is a big issue, and there is loyalty as well. So it's one in, one out in a sense, for big retailers that are continuing a specific relationship, but it's also part of innovation. So everyone wants to have a competitive advantage. And there's a huge competition. So when you present them with the right product at the right time, then there is always a room on the shelf, because they don't want the competitor to be able to take that opportunity, which will generate sales, which we're all in the business for that. I would like, based on that, to ask, to go back into, and then I'll come to you, Jochen, for an introduction, but it was really interesting what Michalis and George just mentioned about competitiveness and reliability. I would like to ask these questions to our buyers here, and I would like to ask Marjo then. Marjo, would you say that, what are the criteria of purchasing, I would say? Would you say the price prevails over quality and packaging? What are your purchasing criteria overall? What are you looking for when you're going to decide to add a product on the shelf? To Marjo, thank you.
Okay, so there is many things, of course. Quality, price is very important. But I think nowadays, one thing is that one mega trend, what we are facing, is related to this responsibility, and the packaging is one thing, because we know that the world is changing, and we need to do everything that that we can have, and we will have trust, or the consumers will trust us. So the packaging is one thing, and how to avoid this plastic, because we are now talking a lot about the plastic packaging material. So this is actually the Kesko Group aim is to reduce the amount of plastic in the packaging of our own brand items, and we have very big goal to catch by the end of 2025. We need to reduce plastic 20%. So I think that quality, price, and packaging is prior numbers at the moment.
Okay. The same question, please, to you, Michael. What are your purchasing criteria, please? What are you looking for when you receive emails, brochures, company profiles, samples? What are you looking for to add a product in your portfolio? Because everything is a chain. You supply to retailers that they're looking for the consumers. So from your perspective, what are you looking for? What are criteria, please?
As Marjo said, that is really the things that the retailers are asking me for. But also I have the industry. They also want bigger bags. If you have honey, it's good to have 10 kilo bags to the industries. But also if you can also produce smaller retailer products, you can send it all together, of course. So it's really exact what Marjo said. It's in Sweden too, and also for the industries, bigger bulk products. And bulk could also be 1,000 kilos, of course, for that kind of industries. But I must point out that she said also the responsibility program. You must really have that, because they're sending me papers directly to fill in the responsibility or the CSR question for if you don't have that, they don't buy.
Okay. Thank you. Jan, similar question to you. Your purchasing criteria, I would like to ask, please. What are you looking for? The fruit and veg has a different way of looking at things. It's the size, it's many other aspects. What are your purchasing criteria for people to understand in the Nordic market? Us total produce, yeah? Please, thank you.
I wouldn't like to say it, but price is an important question. And then quality and also continuity. So we have the products when we want to have them. But we have also issues with plastic and packaging. And we also need certificates, Global Gap and or GRASP and all of those kind of things.
Okay. I would like, Jan, I would like to ask you, how many Greek suppliers are you working with at the moment, please?
We haven't been done so much with Greek because of the distance. In fruit and vegetable, it must be, it can't be on the truck so long. But I saw that last year or this year, we increased with 390% of grape, orange and avocado. So it's a really big increase.
That's really good. That's really, really good. What would you, what do you think would take for the Greek fresh fruit and veg to win an extra share of that? There's a mass and maintain that increase. What would it take, please?
As George said, it's important that we can trust and rely on the supplier. So once you got a chance to sell, take very care of that first business and the second business also, so you don't send crap or trying to send bad stuffs, because then you're out.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In all business. Thank you very much for that. It's really important. And it's been mentioned a few times. So this is one of these areas, very sensitive areas, that once the door is open there, you need to make sure you maintain it and you raise the level. Otherwise, the exit, it comes much faster than the entry on that. Jochen, Mr. Jochen KG, an introduction to you. You are the CEO of Organic Sourcing, and you've been in the food and drink sector for more than 20 years. You've been engaged in building systems for international trade with organic products. You developed domestic international market for CRAV certified products. I would dare to say that you were the person that made CRAV the success on the commercial side all this year. And CRAV is one of the largest certification bodies and the first in the. So I would like to ask you, all these years you've been in the business, have you come across to a wide range of Greek products?
Well, so thank you, Antonis. Well, I would say I haven't seen that many Greek products, you know, either in the certification systems or on the market that I would have expected. Perhaps it's you know, like Mikael Robertson said, that there is a big Greek expat community. There's a lot of, you know, physical ties in sense of tourism. There is a great awareness of Greece as being a cultural, you know, giant or origin of our cultures and stuff like that. So it's been a bit strange to realize as we started working this project that there's almost like a gap. It seems, you know, there would be, you know, considerable acceptance or even affection for Greek products, but they're just not there. Maybe, you know, we're hearing explanation to that from Jan Knutar and Marjo Jeske, that it's part of our national character. I think if you promise something, or national characters, I should say, that if you promise, well, then you deliver. If you don't deliver, if you promise and you don't deliver, well, then then you're out. So there's no second chance really. Maybe that's something, but not as much Greek product as I think there is room for.
Okay. Is there a future for Greek products in the Nordics? And if yes, what would be those top products in demand, in your opinion?
So, obviously, then I think there is. There's one really interesting development that we see now, perhaps not so much in fruit and veg, but we see it in other categories where physical shops are being increasingly challenged by e-commerce. And one of the responses is to carry smaller volumes of interesting things. It's news, it's varieties of what you already have. And in that sense, I think it might become partially easier to get a foot into the door. So anything that's high end and that's innovative in any way and interesting can actually become interesting now. If you look at the general trends, I think it's important to realize that the share of, you could call it the concerned consumer or the environmental consumer, the political consumer is among the highest in the world in the Nordic countries. Sometimes they have a name like Lohas. And they are quality driven, and they will be looking for sustainable issues. And now they are particularly looking for ways of replacing meat, not dropping meat altogether, but various ways. So we see these cheeses that can be used in cooking. It's growing. So feta, for example, is an interesting product. Now feta is very well established, so it's not easy catch, but I think that's an interesting sector, and fruit and veg quality should be interesting.
Okay. Thank you very much, Johan. Michalis, a question to you, please. You did a little mentioning at the beginning, and you paused it, but now I'm going to take on. I'm going to ask you something which is, I think, a very interesting product. You've been, as we said, innovating. You're coming up with different brands and ideas, and you've come up with it quite recently with this brand, You Can, and I do the double N in there, which is I found it super clever. Could you please tell us a bit more about what the birth of all the idea and how did you come up with the idea, and how well would you fit in the export markets that you're chasing and the Nordic market that we are here to talk about? Thank you.
Well, as you said, You Can is our newest product. It was introduced last July, so it's just a few months old. It's a product that we developed after we've seen all the buzz around the world about cannabis products. Everybody is saying that the legal cannabis, it's industrial cannabis, the one we're using, that market will grow and will double, triple, quadruple in the next few years. So we are trying to enter the market now with this product, and I have to admit it's not very easy. We have to explain to the consumers that there are two kinds of plants. What is called marijuana, which is not used, it's not legal, and the industrial cannabis that is used in all these food and beverage products that will not make you feel stoned or something, but will give you the benefits of all the cannabinoids. So it's a product that we have used hemp. It's hemp infusion and infusion of stevia. It's a healthy product. We got vegan certification on that, and we're trying to just first explain to the consumers what this product is, and then explain to them or remind them that there are many that the cannabinoids are good for your health, and with these claims just try to enter new markets. Of course, cannabis is not accepted everywhere. We have very good partners in the Gulf area, in Kuwait and Qatar, Bahrain, but there is no chance of selling UCAN there. We believe that the European market, maybe the Nordic market and the US market are best for this product. Still, we're trying to look at the legislation in each country, see if we can enter that market. And if we can go with this product in a new market, we'll try to be maybe the first product in this category. The reason that we don't stress on EPSA brand on that, we gave to this product a new brand name, UCAN, is because we believe that this category will grow. So we wanted this category to have a different brand name and let it grow maybe beyond soft drinks. Maybe we'll partner with another company, and after a few months, we'll have another product, ice cream called UCAN or whatever.
Okay. Thank you very much. Interesting. We wish you the very success in your expert activities with that product. I feel that there is a new era around hemp. And I think it's going to have a good sort of space on the shelf internationally, and I'm hoping for the Nordic markets as well. Marjo, I would like to ask you, please. We've learned that the sales of organic food have grown the last few years in Finland. Is that true about your category as well? And do you think that this is going to continue? Yes, now he's unmuted.
Yes. Okay, so my category, I think I only have a few organic items. One is olives, organic olives. And yes, it is growing. But I can say that in total in Finland, organic products are growing, but mostly I think kind of fruits, berries, and vegetable items. But this my canned food category, it's kind of organic is very difficult in this category, but I will try. And as much as I can find organic items with the recent price level and of course quality is high level, then I think it's we do have possibilities.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Possibly after some technical issues, Mrs. Pita Alexandra has just joined us, so I would like to go back and make an introduction and bring her on to the panel up to speed with what we've been discussing. Possibly she was there.
Yeah, I lost something. Yes.
Yes. So I would like Mrs. Alexandra Pita. I would like to introduce you to the panel. You're the managing director of Attiki Honey Culturing Company, which is producing honey and honey-based products for, again, close to 100 years as well. And I think your products must have entered every single household. I think there must be a bet to check. I don't think you've missed any household. There is one of the first companies in there with the packaging very characteristic. Can you please tell us about your overall export activity, your late export activity, and how would you value the Nordic market in particularly? Earlier, I don't know whether you were listening at that, but Mikael Robertson, who's got specialty in the honey sector, mentioned about 75% of the honey is been imported in the Nordics.
I only lost the last 10 minutes, not more. The other,
okay.
So I can continue.
Yes, please.
First of all, I tell you that Attiki Honey, as you told us, is more than almost 100 years old as a company. and our products are highly appreciated by consumers in 5 continents, even in the most competitive and difficult markets like USA, South Korea, Canada, and Australia. I don't mention Europe because Europe is our nearby market. Consumers enjoy 100% Greek honey of the highest quality and a natural product of the Greek land under our strict control for more than 90 years. And generations, the thing is that generations have grown up in Greece with our honey, but not only in Greece, but people of Greek origin in many parts of the world have grown up with our product. Mm-hmm. Over the last years, we expanded in some markets like South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, but also it is important that our sales in major markets like USA, Canada, United Kingdom, and France have increased. We are sure that the consumers in Nordic countries will also appreciate the unique taste and flavor of our Attiki honey orange. We are interested in the Nordic market as it is a market which highly appreciates healthy and high quality food products, and they follow a very healthy diet. So I think our honey is suitable for the market. But I have to mention something. Beekeeping in Greece is nomadic. That means that beekeepers carry their hives from one part of the Greece to the other. And as a result, the Greek honey is produced from many pharmaceutical plants and herbs. 1,500 of them are found only in Greece, and also trees of the forests. This means that, as professors of the Greek universities say, Greek honey is organic but not certified. It cannot be certified because the hives have to be carried from one part to the other. And our honey is under our strict regulations according to the EU regulations, so that it can circulate freely in all countries of the world.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your introduction and telling us about your company, and is highly appreciated. I would like to make a question to our buyers. First of all, Jan had to attend an important meeting, so he had to leave. Something urgent cropped up. I said that any questions in the fruit and veg business that you can direct to Jochen or myself, and he's happy to reply to any question, and happy to keep in touch with that. There is a great interest to see how we'll be able to get more Greek organic or conventional fruit and veggies in the Nordic market, so he will be there to assist. I would like to ask the buyers, Marjo and Mikhail, what's in Greece the last few years, there's a great attempt of people trying to win that competitive advantage by winning awards, participating in various events where you'll be able to take the sticker, the award sticker, that we can put it on the product. They try to go into innovations, as we said. They try to improve the packaging. And obviously, all that is within the genre of the PDO, protected designation of origin products, or PGI, protected geographical indication products. Are those things interesting for the Nordic market, and all that sort of investment that Greek companies, entrepreneurs are doing in order to show something different? Is that something that will have an appeal in the Nordic consumers? Do they look for awards? Do they look at the products? Do they look at something special? Are they interested in that category? And especially if they know Another question which goes and/or, are they aware of their PDO products? Is there something that they're aware of? They like to buy a product which is comes from specific origin, geographical or designation. A question to Marjo and Mikko. I see, Mikko, you've got your mic on, so I grasped the opportunity to ask you first. Thank you.
I think the honey business is interesting because for the last 10 years we have more and more different kind of honey products in the shelves, and often it's also have the name of the country that you can see where it's come from. So I think it's sold by which country it come from. So that is a good way, and then of course Greece is well known. So I think that could be an opportunity just to show that the product is from Greece. About other things, I could not answer today. I saw the honey produce products yesterday in a big hypermarket, and it was about 25 different honey products, and it certainly was about from 5-6 different countries. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And a question which is very much related with what you're talking about, Mikko, and is a question that quite a few people have fired at us. Is we've got small companies in Greece that are also producing various products, organic, non-organic, with different packaging. There are small family-run businesses that are doing the best they can, and they are actually doing phenomenally well in some markets where they approach the artisan deli shops that go into that market. And these are products where are homemade, in a sense, products without taking away all the health and safety accreditations that they've got, but they are small family producers with PDO products. They are investing in getting awards, London Honey Award or whatever, whenever they take place, and they're interested in the Nordic market. Do you think Nordic, the consumers are interested in seeing those attempts, and there's a room for the shelf for honey that you specialize, but also you've been in the business for years, generally for products overall? Would they like to see a sticker that this product has been recognized and won the gold medal of a next award amongst other competitors, Italian, Spanish, Mediterranean competitors? Is it worth to the consumers' buying habits?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if the purchaser of the retail thinks so, but the customer probably thinks that is a plus thing for the product. But I will also mention that there are smaller companies, wholesalers, who's looking for special products with a local identity, not only from Sweden but from other countries too. So there are opportunity to look for not the big retailers, but also for companies selling to small retail shops. So it could be, and then they are looking for other products than you can find in the big retailers, of course.
Okay, thank you. Marjo, the same question, please, and I'll repeat and I'll make it short.
Yeah. She did what I'd done before. I picked on something and everybody was gone.
Okay, yes, and we lost the connection. Marjo, which is not in. We all got disconnected. The IT told me they all got disconnected from the service. It was from the US, which is the big market service, and we're back on track now. We're back connected, so people need to refresh. I'll come back to that, to ask Margie the same questions, but I would like to, Jochen, address that question to you because you're in the business. Do you think that awarded products, Greek products of origin, PDO, PGI origin, are actually ticking the Nordic consumers' sensitivity, shall we say, and buying awareness? Are they doing the trick? Are they getting into the basket?
Well, so I think, it's difficult to say the Nordic consumer because there's obviously going to be, segmentation in there. When you look at the quality-driven consumers, that maybe 30 or 40% of the market, I think there is an interest for products that stick out, that are different. So you typically see, in the retail shelf, you see high-end, the standard choice and the cheap choice, and you see that for private label and for branded products. Now, in the high end, that's where you look for different things, and I think there's definitely a market there, and I think there's a turnover in the shelf as well of different kind of suppliers. More importantly, I think that these your medals and proofs of quality is important early in the purchase process. It's a way of proving to the buyer, the purchaser, that this is a product worth considering. Now, it may not be that important in the shelf to get to some volumes, but to get to the buyer, to get recognition and get seen, I think it's important.
Okay. Marjo, can you hear us? Marjo, I see you back on track. Can you hear us? We haven't got your camera, but if you can hear us, we're happy to fire the question. Can you hear us until your camera comes on? Okay, we'll come back later. Now, all this is the second live we're running for the Nordic market. One was at the end of July, where we have invited people from Krav and people again from the Nordic industry, and it went really well. And this second event are all part of the Greek-Nordic Trade Week that we are co-organizing with Enterprise Greece and our business partner Morganic. Jochen Gagey would like to thank very much Enterprise Greece for becoming part of that, because Nordic market is an important market, and we had for years we had a very important trade show, the Ecolife and Nordic Food show, which is the most important show in the Nordic region, which unfortunately due to the COVID era, everything and all the trade shows did not take place. So we had been thinking how we'll be able to support the investment of the companies that have been coming at the show the last few years. EPSA was one of the companies that actually came, I think, year before, last year at the show as well. And we're thinking how we'll be able to continue that momentum, continue the investment that Enterprise Greece has made by adding also the show in their strategic portfolio. And hence the idea of the Greek-Nordic Trade Week was born, where with our partners Morganic and Jochen, we decided to bring along our expertise in the expert business and in the market and organize something that will have tangible results for the companies, that will take further the whole expert effort of the companies by producing them online B2B meetings, which are bespoke on the company, on the ethos, on the what they would like to achieve, on the whole sort of spectrum of the business. and providing them a support for up to a year, because we know that experts take long time. So on that effort, which this live is about to show the potential, the second live, I would like to ask Jochen in there, what was your instinct? Because you're a business there with all that craft experience and the all that the wealth of knowledge there. What was that thing that intrigued you to decide to move into that and become part of what we've been trying to do, and what a continuation and an important link of what Enterprise Greece and RECO Exports on the show previously we've been doing, because you're also part of the show, and all that will create eventually the result. What was that intrigued you about the Greek products, about that prospect? Just a few words, if you like. Thank you very much.
I mean, basically what I was talking about before, that it seemed to be an apparent gap in the market with Greek supplies or suppliers. I would see products that could have been from Greece, but were from somewhere else, or should have been even from Greece. And so that was my basic instinct when we started to look at this project, and I thought there is potential. Now, it's not that easy to just go get it, but there definitely is a potential in the market. I can see the spaces there. And I mean, also, as you know, the world changes and we can't have any trade shows anymore, well, then we just have to turn things around a bit and work differently. And I thought this was a very interesting way of combining, skills of different companies and provide some real, value to companies on both ends.
Okay, thank you very much, Marjo. Thank you for, again, you've got, we can see you, we can hear you. You've got your mic, if you'd like to unmute. Is a question for you. Before we had an issue of earlier with everyone sort of switched on and off, disappeared. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you, yes.
Lovely. A question which was, I would have been addressing that to you earlier when you disappeared, was the PDO products, all that effort that the Greek producers are doing in getting the awards, certifying the products, making PDO and PGI products, of designation, origin, and of geographical indication. Do these things matter, and do you think are important in your category? But overall, I mean, you've got your own category, but overall you're an experienced manager. Are those important criteria for the consumer, the Finnish consumer, talking from your end, to decide on? Are they important? Do they make the trick?
Yes, of course. And I think the one thing what we are discussing always here, that what is the product, for example, country of manufacture. It doesn't matter. It matters. Yes, it is the very important thing to know what is the original of the product. So it is important.
Okay. And the award as well. When someone wants to buy a product and they see same product, a canned product, and they see that one has got an award and is glittering and has got the golden award, the silver award, is there something, maybe with a premium of the price on that, because everything comes down to a premium on the price for us? Will people buy that for that? Will they say, I will buy an awarded product?
Yeah, I think we should have some kind of similar certifications that if there is reading this product has win award, what does it mean? How the consumer understand it? What is the award what this product has win or something. I think that if we are using the same kind of certifications or something else, like products that are in certain, for example, MSC products. Now I'm speaking about tuna items, but still we need to have the similar kind of same language what we are speaking, that a consumer understands that it's kind of same thing.
Okay, there are some awards which are international awards. For example, the Feta Award takes place in Italy and is an international award. It's a cheese award, and it's got the different categories, and people from all around the world that produce dairy products go, and they are trying to win a place, a very prestigious award, and they are winning any medal, which is a very well-known international. The same with olive oil, the same with different products. There are awards which are international, well-known awards that people get that. Is that something which is, are the consumers trained into that? Will that catch their eye, shall we say, to be able to buy something and not buy the other one next to it, just because it's going to have that international award? Will they read the label? That's the, just to make it more clear, the question about international awards.
Of course, they are reading the labels, I think, but again, because there is many kind of package information. So what is the real kind of information? How can the consumer can trust if they are reading that this item has won award and it's mentioned on the packaging label? So can consumer trust or what they know about this award thing? I mean,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. If we have these certain, for example, MSC products, then the consumer aware of that item is having this kind of certifications. But if it's reading only that this label or this product is winning award, it's kind of difficult to explain to consumer.
Of course. So apart from the certifications, which are well known, and CRAV is one of those certifications in the Nordic countries, everything else, which is an award that might carry any prestige, but is by a private company, or despite the years that has been in the market producing that award, requires an awareness of the award. Yes, so when people want to come with some awards over there needs to be a separate strategy to educate the people about what those awards are. And when people understand the value of buying an awarded cheese, an awarded honey, an awarded soft drink, an awarded product, and then that's something that will eventually lead to differentiation and people picking that up rather than the other. Is this, is this what you were talking about? Marjo, sorry, Marjo?
Yes, I mean, I mean that, yes, because we need to be as much as clear as we can when we are selling the products to consumer, so that they will understand and they will know what they are buying. So that is...
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Schulis, I'm here, but I cannot see. I don't know. Something happens with the picture. So if you want to ask me something, I can reply.
Sure. We can't see you without we can hear you. So a question.
I don't know. I opened the camera and then stops all. I'll turn again my camera to see if you see me. Let's see.
Sure, of course. Now, question. Betty, we've got all this expert activity, and Greece has the value, has the products, has a wealth of products to be able to show to any market. A Nordic market is an important market for us. What do you think are the main hurdles that Greek exporters are generally facing when it comes down to become efficient exporters? And what does enterprise is planning to do in order to assist in becoming more expert ready? Just a short an answer to that. Thank you very much.
Sure. We talked a little bit about what the situation is with the Greek market and the Greek products. Let's not kid ourselves. The average Greek exporter is average, on average, very small by any standard. That means that there's certain advantages that have been created by this. First of all, it steers you towards focusing on producing premium quality and authentic products, so you can differentiate yourself. You have to have that there. There are difficulties, in terms of economies of scale, higher production costs, investment capacity that you have to overcome to go out in the marketplace. What we're trying to do as Enterprise Greece, and I listened very carefully, and it was a very interesting conversation from the buyers. We try to help, and this is what we're doing, participating in this event and other types of events. We're trying to help bridge this gap that Johan talked about by actually listening to what buyers need from different markets and helping existing exporters do it better or do it well, or listen more carefully to that, as well as new exporters, new producers that are trying to reach the marketplace. Like, what is it that's needed? For example, in the Nordic market, I heard from Marjo, from Mikhail, from Johan and Jan, in terms of what is needed is quality, price, packaging, the importance of, let's say, trust and reliability, which is a given. Anyways, the trust and reliability is something that we consider a given in this market, but it's something that has to be reinforced into the new exporters. So the way that we're trying to help is to listen to buyers and to train and to guide on how to export for the exporters. We're doing this through specific programs that we have. When things are not COVID impacted, we are at national pavilions and at trade exhibitions and actively helping, the Greek exporters there. We're producing new export channels for them, and we're trying to train through new technology that's being utilized and marketing. We talked about packaging. Well, it's part of marketing, and it's part of knowing how to engage with a particular market, understanding the needs and addressing those needs. We're also trying to exemplify companies that we have that are already doing this and doing really well, such as EPSA, and what we heard from Michalis before, and also from George. And we're building new state-of-the-art, let's say, help desk services and other custom-made services to bring the buyers and the sellers together. And this is something that we're trying to do with you here today, but also through other activities. So I think that this is the way that we're trying to help, the Greek exporters overcome challenges. There are those there, but we're listening very carefully to what's needed in each marketplace and trying to, let's say, translate that in a language that the exporters understand, so that we can increase the supply of we can be more present as Greek food and beverage, but not only, other types of products as well within the Nordic market.
That's great. Excellent answer. Thank you very much. Thank you for elaborating that. That's brilliant. Thank you, Betty. Michalis, same question to you from a similar question, rather. You're a large company, you're exporting, you're experienced. What do Greek companies need to do, in your opinion, in order to become more competitive and in highly developed markets? From your perspective, please. What do we need to do?
There are various things. Certification is one option. We need certification. Well, there is no certification that is good all over the world. Maybe I've heard of crab today. I didn't knew it. I have to do some research about it. Maybe we need something more for the Nordic market, for example. But one thing Greek companies can also do is cooperate. It is definitely easier for 10 or 20 different companies, Greek companies, to try to enter, for example, the Nordic market than just one company like EPSA to try to enter a new market by alone. So it's better for even for the retailer. It is better to have a basket full of 10, 20 different Greek products, even for a week or 15 days, just for the consumers, for the customers to try the Greek products, and then the consumers will select the best or the products they like more of them, and try to have these products in their shops and the retail shops 365 days per year. So I think that cooperation between Greek companies is also very important.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. George, the same question for you, please. What do we need to do as Greek exporters in order to penetrate mature and highly developed markets? You mentioned reliability, speaking of your field earlier and initially. What else do we need to do, please, in your experience?
Well, as Mrs. Jaska said, the importer or the buyer is focusing on quality, price, and packaging. I will add to that environmental responsibility, food safety, etc. In our sector, regrettably, we do not have branding. Branding is something of a luxury to us. We don't know what that is. We sell anonymously. In other words, your Scandinavian, or for that matter, anywhere in the world, your consumer is unaware of the brand or even of the variety of fruit or vegetable that they're buying. Nobody knows which variety of orange or tomato or potato they're buying. Or they don't even, they're not aware of the type of the sourcing country. It will be mentioned. The retailer has the obligation to put a label on top of the shelf, but it is an unimportant parameter for the consumer. The consumers are not leaving their home with the purpose of buying my oranges. They are going to a shop to buy oranges. It will probably be a Spanish orange, but if it's not, well, nobody really knows. And at best, they will focus on the country of origin, but not the actual brand. So when it comes to dealing with the retailer, for us, it really boils down to price, nothing else. Why? Because quality is self-understood. It is expected. The supermarket has its standards, and regardless of the supplying source, these are the standards to adhere to. So the supermarket absolutely knows what it is going to receive. If not, your product is rejected. We are talking about a live product. It's not an industrial product. It doesn't come out of a machine. So it really boils down to the reliability of the supplier to be able to supply what the retailer is expecting. And that is expected. It's not negotiable. They're not going to accept lower standards because I accepted the lower price. Standards are given. In terms of packaging, well, that is easily resolved in our case because we can use reusable containers. So that many retailers have already resolved this issue. Packaging is going back and forth, so we're not even using a lot of paper packaging anymore. Plastic is almost gone. I mean, it is plastic, but it is reusable, and it can be used thousands of times, and then can be recycled. So it really boils down to price, assuming and expecting all the other parameters to be the same. So quality and reliability, this is why I was insisting on reliability. And I fully agree with Michalis and actually what Mrs. Alexandropoulou said. Greek exporters or Greek companies are small operators on average. So we tend to hit some limiting factors when it comes to supplying reliably big retailers. I can give you as a optimistic information that Greece is in the process of setting up some new schemes in our sector on a more corporate level. So that will give you a bigger sense of reliability and guarantee of success. So please feel free to contact Ms. Alexandropoulou, who is actually the center that is controlling all the information, or me directly, and I can put you in contact with any reliable source you may require. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alexandra, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear well.
Yes. A question to you. We can't see you, but the same question to you. You're an experienced company in exports. What do you think Greek companies need to do in order to become competitive and win some shelf space?
I'll tell you from our side, I believe in the branding investment of the companies. I think it is very important. But secondly, I believe, as Michalis said, that Greek companies with high quality products and innovative products can work together in a specific country, for example, so that they can produce altogether a trend in the market. As, for example, Italian companies have done and continue to do. And of course, continuous research and investment in our specific area. I think the cooperation is vital because it produces a trend in the market if we are many companies together, but with good products.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So there's a great room for improvement. There's a great opportunity in the Nordic market across all sectors. And what it requires is, first of all, Greece to come as a brand and be able to raise the awareness of the national brand and build the brand as other Mediterranean countries have done, as you mentioned, Italy and Spain. And equally, we need to produce the best of Greece when it comes down to reliability, us entrepreneurs, when it comes down to innovation, when it comes down to awarded products, brand new products, and to show a different face of Greece when it comes down to food and drink and beverage sector. Would we say that this would be, from your side, as Marjo and buyers, a proposal that will come to you, which will have those elements there, with a promise of a brand building there, and not one-off relationships, which anyway would have been denied by you? Would that be something promising, something that you think is worth investing, because we could start winning some more space on the shelves? Mikhail, Marge, I think is. You need to unmute. You need to unmute. You are muted. Yeah?
Yeah, okay. I thought it was random, Michael. So yeah.
Mikhail, yeah.
Yeah. I think that is one idea that should function. But I will also say that alarm that, because there are also companies from Greek operating in Sweden, and they are working together with other companies in Greece, and they are quite successful, I think. So this is a good idea. It functions.
Okay. Well,
Can I add something? Because I lost some things, especially to Mr. Michael Robertson, and because he deals with honey. Honey is a classic product, but can have innovatives, either in packaging and in some products. As for example, we have produced and we have taken a worldwide award for the small packaging of, we call it Smart Pack, where you can carry the honey outside the house, either for as an athlete or for children, or it can be used everywhere. And it's a packaging of 100 grams, and it has a worldwide recognition. It's a classical product, the honey, but it can have innovations.
Yes. Yes.
What should I say? I can say like this, that in Sweden we are not used to have honey with us, go out and eat and give to the children. We are not used to that.
Yeah, it's something new. You can try it.
Yeah. I can't say anything about it. Probably could be a test.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all for joining here. Jochen, I'll leave it to you to conclude if you like something to mention. Hello? Jochen? Yes.
Yes. I'm right here.
If you like to mention anything, also amidst the Greek-Nordic Trade Week that we are organizing with Enterprise Greece, from your side, you're there to make sure that we're going to be building that brand, and we'll be able to make sure that the Greek products are eventually on the shelf with the branding and the investment that we're going to be building into that. Do you have anything to comment on this? And I think we can just close off after that. We're thanking everyone there. We had 80 people constantly watching us, so thank you very much for the panel. Jochen.
Well, so again, I come back to this gap in the market that I think is there. I think there's, what I hear here today is that there is, a very important realization from Greek companies here that if you take this market seriously, there's definitely something there to be had. I think also when I've been sort of looking at this project that there are, there's some combinations that could work quite quickly when there are producers that could actually, combine into a mini brand, if you wish, some that deliver products that are within the same product category. So I'm looking forward to this. We're in it for the long run. I think it's important to know, and I think just like in any mature market, it's about being there for quite a while and to be able to maintain and build a brand, and that's what we intend to assist Greek companies to do. Now, fruit and veg is a bit special. George was mentioning that it's branding is very very rare. There is some branding though. I mean, there are some countries that have sort of or even actual brands for citrus that people are aware of. And I'd like to also point out that what we're seeing as of lately is this quite large quality-driven consumer group. They are starting to look at varieties. It's really interesting, for someone that's been in food for so many years. But I see, tomatoes now actually becoming available in varieties, and people are looking at it and paying different prices. We see the same for oranges. We see the same for things like that. Things are opening up, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be an interesting job.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank everyone that joined us here. Unless someone has got anything to say and we can close off, we had people watching us all the time, which is phenomenal. We've done 5 live sessions up to now with different markets, the Asian market, the UK market, which is our market for the Nordic. And we had a phenomenal interest for the Nordic market and all companies watching us. So thank you very much. Anything else that someone would like to comment, or we're happy to sort of close off, and we're open to any questions you would like to raise via our emails and on the platform. Anyone, if anyone's got anything else to otherwise we can close off. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. Keep safe, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.